First hardcore show I ever saw was Dead Kennedys, Detroit, at a club. It was like run by bikers called Harpo's. It was like a really dangerous part of town. And I'll never forget, I like just had bought like my brand new gray trench coat. Like I was just getting into punk from metal at that era. But I'll never forget seeing the kids like they were stage diving from the tops of the PAs, and like that was it. As soon as I seen that, I knew I had to do that. I'm definitely not going to say myself. I mean, I could get sick with it. But I think back in the day, I used to really like seeing Saab get in the pit. Like Saab would maul people, like high kicks, and like I miss that energy of like it was so violent. But it's like you wanted to teach the kid a lesson in a nice hardcore way, you know? He really booted people up. I used to like seeing Saab get sick, and it was a rare occurrence. Epic show for me also. Early on hardcore, I came to the show. It was Greystone. It was the club. It was Black Flag headlining, and like Henry had just joined. It might have been 84, 85 also, and the cops were harassing all the kids on the line, and like I was like I was a fresh cut. I just had a mohawk, you know, put up, and I was just new, and I just picked up this big cinder block and I blasted out the back of a cop car windshield, and all the cops came out with sticks and started smacking all the kids, and I thought I was like all happy that I did it, you know. I thought it was the coolest shit, and I turned around and like I just seen some big kid was like, yo, that's the dude, and like 30 punk kids just like all chased me off the line, and they chased me, and I got on a bus, and I like got stuck in the back door of a city bus, and so they were like beating me on the outside as we were driving away, and then the bus driver tried to kick me off. So I wasn't really, right from the door I was trouble. I really like Power Trip. Power Trip is like a newer band that like have it. You know, they have what those early bands had in the beginning, like that special something. They definitely have that. They're not just a hype band, they actually have the stones behind it. You know, I was so raw dog, I wasn't even allowed to squat, okay? They tried to get me in C-squat one time, and it was like illicit behavior was going on, and insanity ensued. Like, I was kicked out of the squat. But I mean, I'm not proud to say it, but I had a really severe drug addiction back in those times too. Meanwhile, while I was doing this thing in the hardcore world, I was also doing like a real street life, being addicted to drugs, and like I just didn't want to ever have people rolling in my mix. So I really did the streets alone, like slept on the bench in the subways, things like that. Break down the walls. I mean, youth of today. I mean, I always, you know, even though we were messed up on drugs and alcohol, it would give us props. Like, we tried to see the light, you know, we tried to listen to Judge and Bold and Youth of Today, and like, I always had the most respect for those people for what they were doing, and not for nothing, they were right, because you don't want to be washed up on drugs, but, you know, we had our fun too. But, yeah, I'd say break down the walls. 1989 Fall Brawl. It was supposed to be Rest in Pieces, Judge, Token Entry, Gut Instinct. It was in DC. This hall had like 800 skinheads in it, dude. It was the most epic show. But the thing, Rest in Pieces didn't play, and Iceman filled in for Rest in Pieces. But so I didn't get to see Rest in Pieces that time. I was very, you know, that was a downer. I gotta go with definitely Mackie. Armand is like a fucking machine, like a locomotive. And Eric RC and Pokey. I mean, I know they're different drummers, but Eric RC has got a real flavor to him. And Pokey's like the man too. Pokey was like the hired gun for so many years there, you know? So, but Armand, probably my top, Armand. Stay real with yourself, most of all, because no matter what trends come, just stay true to your heart, what you're doing. The people are gonna mock you. This whole thing started out of people mocking us. People forget that so much, that this is a cool thing now. This was not cool when we did it. We used to get beat up in the hallways of school and like harassed, and just be yourself no matter what, because like keep the scene alive, how you feel like keeping it, keep the boneheads out, keep all the negative shit away from you. Just like stay on your path, you know? It's most important, stay on your path. I don't think hardcore will ever die because it's like this alive energy thing between people. It's like it's a message to the youth to like stand up for yourselves and like have your own way. It's more about originality than it is with fitting in. And like nowadays it's about fitting in, but just stick to your guns. And I don't think hardcore will ever die.